Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Ori. In this video, we will continue with Volume 15, Chapter 1, Time of Despair, Part 6. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from the Tensura Light Novel. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The flying regiment that was marching towards the northern part of the kingdom of Ingracia was enjoying its air travel with grace. The person most responsible for commanding the 300 flying airships was Samuel. Samuel's mission was to transport friendly troops to the central continent along with the 30,000 Warcraft Legion, led by Grand Admiral Gladim and his partners. It's a comfortable life because they don't have to fight. But, excuse me. What's wrong? Is it your country? In fact, the report of the Calgurio army chief suffering a miserable defeat had been received, with the ground battle losing most of its strength, but it had little to do with Samuel, and the battle that had already begun was not going to stop until an abort order was given. So Samuel prayed that the report was in order to abort. But the truth is completely beyond Samuel's imagination. Your Excellency, Marshal, is coming out. What? A very noble man is His Excellency the Marshal. How is that possible? This battle, is it that important? All hands, on your feet. Go forth and salute. Samuel immediately stood up to give the order. The atmosphere of slack was completely blown away and a sense of tension filled the bridge. The door opened as all stood and saluted. On display was a stunning beauty, Velgrynd. Little fools, stop fidgeting and get back to work. Since Emperor Rudra was also aboard this ship, which was the result of Velgrynd's concerns, these people present should be considered lucky. Get back in position. All hands, back to work. Following Samuel's instructions, the sergeants went back to work. And just like that, the elegant ship trip was over. For the first time, Your Excellency. My name is Samuel. I hope you remember me. Yeah, I'll think about it if you survive. It is a great honor. I'll remember your golden words and make every effort. As much as I'd like to encourage you, there's no time for that, so get to the subject quickly. It's a pain in the to repeat it. Get me the Gladim commander. Yes. Samuel gave a look, and the sergeant who had taken his meaning contacted the ship that Gladim was aboard. Not a moment later, Gladim appeared in the picture. She's more beautiful than I thought. Gladim saw Velgrynd and felt it would be easy to subdue her, so there was some doubt in his mind. Why is it that such a woman is considered stronger than me? Velgrynd, on the other hand, doesn't think much of Gladim. The strength is real, she just wants to make full use of him as a pawn who can play. From now on, ongoing combat missions are abandoned. The new mission is to go ahead and suppress the armed state of Dwargon. Anything to ask? Understood. Then return immediately at maximum speed. Since it was His Excellency's order, Gladim must have fought with his life to complete it. But you're too late to judge, and you'll be held responsible for the failure of the operation. Gladim, aboard a different warship, could not feel the dominance of Velgrynd through the frame. Seeing Gladim like this, Samuel had been nervous. Looks like you've got the wrong idea. Misunderstanding? What misunderstanding? Are you trying to say you're not wrong? First of all, Samuel, from here to your destination I will lead you, and after that I will continue to give you instructions, so be prepared. Catch. Gladim, we didn't lose the battle, it was all in line with the original plan. What a stupid thing to say. It's too late to think that shirking responsibility will work. What did you say, stupid? Forget it. If you survive, we'll talk about it later. Talk about what? Listen. From now on, we're going to perform the space-time connection and be ready to move immediately. After that, I'll focus on Veldora, and the kid became more difficult to deal with than one might think, a happy miscalculation, but a bit tricky indeed. Therefore, you are going to suppress the battlefield in my place, and it has been confirmed that there are some people worth waiting for, so as to capture them alive as much as possible. Do you understand? Velgrynd, who had finished speaking, turned her back on the duo as they prepared to walk to the outer deck of the ship. Your Excellency, Marshal, what are you doing? It's dangerous. Please come back quickly. What? I told you, if we don't go outside, we won't be able to use the space-time connection. Glancing at Samuel like a fool, he pushed open the door without hesitation, and then Velgrynd flew off into the air just like that. It is an incredibly dangerous act to open the bridge door in high altitude and high-speed flight, or else everyone in the ship will be sucked out because of the air pressure difference. Velgrynd's use of space domination has long since prevented its effects on the ship. Before Samuel could be surprised, the greatest surprise came at Samuel, no, at all the generals. Just floating up to the sky as Velgrynd. And then the next moment. Time, space, connection. Ahead of Velgrynd, a huge spatial distortion appeared. How could? Hard, unbelievable. Acknowledgement of spatial vibration. The tremendous, due to the really overpowering shaking of the magical essence, seems to be having an effect on spacetime. No, didn't, that's what Her Excellency the Marshal did. There's no way to understand what's going on, there's no way anyone can do something like that, everyone's running from reality. The boy, Her Excellency, Marshal, called Veldora, the boy. Dare not speak out, Imperial Guardian Dragon. Having always thought she was only guarding the Empire on a whim, Samuel found out that the truth was different. Alright, go work for me. Not only Samuel, but Gladim as well, as if invited by the sweet sound, reversed the airship and headed for the time rift. The battlefield changed dramatically as a result of Velgrynd's actions. And that's true for the demoness trio that continually fights. Completely unbroken, relying on her overwhelmingly powerful strength to play with Testarossa and others, not a single bit of her body was allowed to touch. She just didn't turn into her dragon form, but there was no doubt that Velgrynd was serious. However, Testarossa and the others are still alive. It's amazing. I thought it would end sooner than I thought. It's more resistant than I thought, and I'm used to close combat. We will not be defeated. If we make such a disgraceful spectacle, we will be ridiculed by Diablo. That is more humiliating than death. I feel the same way, that guy. He's got a dark side. Oi, it feels like Diablo would not want to be told that by you. But I agree about the dark side. Oops, that's a lot of trouble. The tricky demon lord Rimuru and his subordinates were imprisoned in the fantasy fortress, and they managed to lure Veldora out of the labyrinth. After that, it was just a matter of dominating Veldora as planned. It took a lot of time, but I have a good grasp of your parallel existence. Their goal was not to crush Velgrynd, but to stall Velgrynd here, which was the condition for tactical victory. Only this condition could not be achieved because of Velgrynd's secret, parallel existence. Then tell me? Well, you can. To be precise, the physical damage is still 0, but for spiritual beings like us, the consumption of magicules is the real damage. In other words, our attack wasn't useless. As expected of the primordial white, no, it's Testarossa. That's right. It's commendable. Cuckoo, Lord Velgrynd is acting too easy, and if Lord Veldora had, he would never have fought us like this. That's right. Indeed, as you say, that child has really grown a great deal. It was delightful but messed with my inability to drain the water. Therefore, we'll leave the victory or defeat between you to another day. Velgrynd unilaterally proclaimed. In front of the trio of demonesses who had reacted this way, Velgrynd's other body disappeared, and it happened in a flash, as the three of them could only watch. The forest is burning. After the other body that Velgrynd had put everywhere had been cancelled and returned to a body that shone with a dazzling red light, it transformed into a dragon form that was wrapped with a true red supreme aura. Veldora also took on the stance of a dragon, his domineering aura calling out to the raging winds that ravaged the earth. The flames wavered and flickered brightly, mirroring Veldora and Velgrynd. The battle between the two, from now, is on.